Hey everybody, it's Trombone, your least favorite YouTuber. Um, so I really wanted to make a video and I didn't know what I wanted to make it about. So I decided let's do a vloggy type thing. Lets me do less editing and just get what's on my mind out there. So I have some talking points. I'm going to put those timestamps in the description. If anything piques your fancy, go ahead and check that out. Hop over, see if it's something you're interested in. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of talk. Like I said, it's just a kind of an opportunity for me to talk about the things, and it's what's happening this week in bronze. Anyway, let's go. So NA's chances at Worlds. So I've been watching a lot of pro play from a lot of different regions, and that's just because I'm a fucking nerd, and before I go to bed I just watch like LCK or LPL, China, Korea, and see what their regions are up to. I don't catch EU a whole lot because I like to sleep in after my late nights of crying myself to sleep and watching Pro League of Legends. In China and Korea, they have these super cool comps. They have like late game comps. They have like the Kog'Maw, the Kalista, and the Tristana in the ADC role. They have, everything kind of supports those because it's a tank meta. You want to build up your tank buster and move on from there. But what it's really cool is how they decide to set up those supporting roles. Sometimes they set it up as like a way to enhance the early game and get that snowballing and then go for like a quicker lead somewhere between 25 35 minutes. And some of them set up for like late game. They know that they're going to lose early game, they just set right up for late game. They take these late game hyper carries and they set them up to succeed in the late game. So what I find really cool about that is now there's this giant metric that the world almost has to adhere to, where either you're going to beat China, Korea in the early game, which to what I've seen from NA is not going to happen. I mean, we have pretty strong early games and we have good ideas, but they're just so smart about it. The rotations that they make, when they make them, why they make them. Some of them seem kind of accidental and the casters are like, ooh, it's totally intentional. Some of them seem kind of accidental, but some of them are really intelligent plays, and that level of intelligence I don't think is something any can match. And even some of those accidental ones, being in the right place at the right time, I don't think NA is going to be able to match that, because of our lack of adaptability on the world stage. So NA's chances as far as that are really shitty. In Korea, especially, their macro game is just so clean late game, incredibly clean. I don't think NA can actually match that. We've come a long way, and we're probably more competitive. We have a chance to bring more than one of our teams out of the group stage, which is super cool. I don't have the level of adaptability or late game macro that a lot of these more established regions do. Like I said, I feel like there's an opportunity for more than one team to make it out of the group stage. That's super cool for me. NA's chances at Worlds. Moving on to Ardent Censer stuff. So Ardent Censer, you might be hearing a lot about it. It's super strong because not only that it increases heal and shield, it's by a percentage. I can't remember the percentage. I apologize for that. But that utility that it adds, in addition to anywhere from, 15 to 35% attack speed to whoever you healed, and somewhere from 15 to 45 extra magic damage on basic attacks, and then you heal for that much as well. Yeah, that's super strong, and that's why it's so strong, is not only because you're healing for a bunch, but you're also giving an attack speed steroid and a magic damage influx into your AD carries. We're talking about busting tanks. Tanks are the big things in the pros right now. Tanks are the big things at high elos. That's because they're good. Blade of the Ruin King passive. That's percentage health on every hit, plus an attack speed passive, plus some magic damage thrown in there, plus extra healing, and then extra healing from the heals. Here, like Ardent Censer Rush, and people giving gold to Ajana so she can get that Ardent Censer Rush. It's so they can like crush mid game and steamroll that into late game if it does get to that point. People are talking about it. That's why Ardent Censer supports are taking up so much of people's time in conversation. Yeah, that's Ardent Censer stuff. Moving on to Caitlynn. Caitlynn got nerfed again this patch, and I thought they nerfed her into the ground because first they went for her attack speed, which is what made her really viable and really good. I think it differentiated her from other AD carries, but it seemed to not hit her hard enough. And then Riot hit her with some damage nerfs. They took out the damage after her first hit on Q. They knocked that down to 50%. They knocked off some trap damage on those crits. I fully expected Caitlynn to be a much worse champion after those second round of nerfs. I mean, if you go after someone's attack speed and then you go after their damage, you'd assume that they wouldn't be that powerful. Down here in bronze, she's still super viable. It means down here anyway, because that's what I know. That's what I can talk about. She's still super binary, which makes her really great for low elo. Granted, not me. Higher mechanically better players in low elo. She can fit right in with those crit champs, with those late game scalers, with the Blade of the Rune King builders. She has a place in this meta for us. Also, on that note, where are the tanks? So I watch the pros, I see the guides, the high elo, the what's winning right now the most, and it's tanks. And I go into every solo queue game, a lot of draft games, and there are no tanks on teams still. It's baffling. It's crazy. Are we just that slow to adapting to metas? Do we adapt so slow to new things that it takes us until it's out of meta to pick it up? It's crazy. It's crazy. Where are the tanks? That's all I have to say. Tanks are really good. Please play them. Please let my very narrow vision of this game come true when I play games so I can tackle it better. Because all this wacky ass shit down here is really confusing the hell out of me. Yeah, they don't do a bunch of damage. Yeah, they're not bursting everyone. But they're consistent, they're good CC bots, they help your team, and you probably will win more games. Why don't I play them? Because I'm shit at top lane. My CS suffers when I play top lane. I can't do it. I'm incapable. If you don't want to, if you're still having fun, I'm not telling you what to do. But I'm just giving some advantages and asking where the hell are the tanks. Also, stop trying to play Quinn. Just don't. She's, lethality. Woo! It got buffed, and then Dustblade got nerfed. She's okay. She's viable-ish. And the fact that I have to say ish, stop. She's not a good AD carry. Don't you dare bring her into the ADC role. There are so many ADCs that can dumpster her right now. I just got asked if I could play Quinn ADC today. I didn't even respond. That's ridiculous. Who the fuck plays Quinn ADC? There's so many better champs. There's Twitch, who provides the same stealthy sneakiness and the burst on his ultimate, just not Quinn. If you can't roam and you can't go to other lanes to push that advantage, do not play Quinn. If your team will not let you go to other lanes to push advantage because they still think it's the laning phase, do not play Quinn. I don't think she's as good as you think she is. She probably isn't as good as you think she is. She's probably not as bad as I think she is, but she's definitely not as good as you think she is. So stop trying to play Quinn, please. I'm not saying for me because I'm on a nasty losing streak. I stopped playing ranked a couple days ago because I was completely aware that I am behind somewhere. And I am losing games because of me somewhere. So I stopped that. I'm not trying to help my ranked experience because that's shot. But please save yours and keep her out of the ADC role. Speaking of my ranked experience and why I stopped a couple days ago, I had Teemo in 2 games. And that Teemo led to a win for the enemy team 2 games in a row. In a row with different names, different Teemo players ruined my day. Teemo, he's tilting his shit, but please don't bring him into my support role. I really like support role right now. You can go Ardent Censer. You can go with something a little more engagey. This is bronze. You can still play Zyra and Karma if you want. Tilting, and that's why people should play him. Honestly, I think people should play Teemo in ranked. It tilts the shit out of the enemy team. It doesn't matter if you're losing mid game. He will still tilt somebody off the face of the planet on that team, and you have a much higher chance of winning. That it's such a dirty strat. It's mean, but it's effective, and I think it could work for you. Teemo everywhere. Just not support, because you might tilt your own ADC, and that's 4 people tilted, or at least 1 person tilted on your team, and then at least 1 on their team. But wouldn't you just rather 1 on their team and none on your team? Last thing I wanted to talk about today was the new event and the continuation of quests and events, or missions and events that Riot has set up. They're really cool. I think they add a level to this game, which is really neat. Level. Gamer stuff. But it's really cool. I like what it does. Just the fact that I can go into a game and focus on something, and they never have you focus on something that will hurt your play. It's always things that'll help. There's always a farm quest, which helps you increase your farm, or if you're already at that, try to get it faster. It always helps somehow, and I think that's really cool. Not that it only adds a different dimension to your play, but it also tries to improve you in places where you might already be strong. Assists, things like that. Farm, it just helps you play as a team better. So I really like what Riot did with it. Please keep them coming. They're fun. I like doing them. Yeah, and they are dependent on winning, so you can still tilt the shit out of yourself trying to complete them. And I think that's an important part of Riot's game plan, is to make sure you're as tilted as possible when you log off. Some things to note with this new event, though, because I also wanted to cover it to let you know something, besides just spouting my opinion and being freaking crazy. Orbs are super cool. Beyond the lowest orb, you have a chance at gemstones, and at the highest level of orb, you have a chance for 2 gemstones. Also a chance at that Hecarim skin that they just released. That's also going to be part of the Hex Tech crafting. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to turn the camera on, talk about what's relevant to me. Maybe it's relevant to you. Maybe you're experiencing Teemos that are just tilting you off the face of the earth and you're not playing ranked anymore, and you will maybe say, maybe let's try Caitlynn. Let's do that. Is she really shit? She's not. And where are the tanks? Where'd they go? And why aren't my supports playing Ardent Censer and making me a better player? And they hate you because you've been mean to them all these years. You've made so many supports gun shy about ADCs that they don't want to help you. And when they do help you and then make a mistake, they get so sad. Stop doing that to them. I used to play support. Be nice. Be nice to these people. They didn't do anything to hurt you. They don't want you to lose the game. Be nice. But, you know, like I said, getting it out there, talking about things, hoping maybe it's relevant to somebody. That's kind of what YouTube's all about. Sharing some stuff, and if it's relevant to you, it's probably relevant to someone else. Because while there are very unique individuals out there, there's probably also somebody in this giant world just like you who's going through the same things that you're going through. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you did watch, it's super weird, super vloggy. I wanted to give it a shot. Thanks again for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like, because if I can do more of this, it's super fun. Just talking about what I can. And if you do not like it, hit that dislike button, because if I'm just clogging up your subscription feed with videos of me talking about shit you don't care about, I want to know about it. And if you feel like commenting, go ahead. If you feel like subbing, always welcome. Always would love to have you and watching shit that I do. So thank you so much, and until my next video, have a good one.